Hey guys, so we are going to go ahead and get started tonight. I'm so excited for those of you that joined us, and I know a few more people will be coming in throughout the next couple minutes.
It sounds scary.
To
I don't know
introduce
why it sounds like that.
Hold on,
I can't hear you anymore, Dana.
You can't hear me anymore?
Like your mic is muffled or something.
See, it does that. Now is that okay?
It was fine earlier.
See, it does that when I hit record. That's what happens.
Oh.
Is that okay now?
Yeah, it sounds better.
Okay. Right there?
Yeah.
And maybe if I mute everyone and then...
Maybe.
See, it only does that when I hit record, which is so weird to me. Okay, does that sound okay?
It sounded fine when I first got on.
Yeah, and then
Can
as
you just
soon as I hit
are you on your
record, it does
computer?
that. So I don't know why.
Hmm.
But anyway, can you guys hear me okay now? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to welcome you guys to our call tonight. I'm so excited. We have Chantel Lyons, who is an ambassador Diamond. She's been in the business. Is it 3 years now?
It'll be 4 next month.
4 years. Okay. So she has been in the business for 4 years, and I wanted to ask her to be on this call with you guys because she is a true inspiration of, and you moved all of a sudden on my Zoom. I'm like, where did she go? She is a true inspiration of hard work, dedication, love, and passion in this business. She started this business. She was doing her master's, working full time, and she has 2 children. So for any of you that think, oh my gosh, I'm working full time, I'm so busy, this girl ran to the top, and you went ambassador in 2 years?
15 months.
Oh, 15 months. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I have the number 2 in my head with you, but in 15 months, how cool is that? And she was still doing all of those other things that could definitely be excuses, but her why was so big that she went running. So Chantel, I'll turn it over to you, and you can tell a little bit about your journey and your story. And
You just want me to talk?
yeah, you can chat for a little while.
Okay, well, if you think of anything you want to say, just stop me.
Okay.
So I started, how long have you guys been in?
I've been in now 3.5 years, and I think the longest person on this call right now is Melissa. And Melissa's been in the business for just over a year, right, Melissa? Yeah, so just about over a year.
In 2 years? You've been in 2 years?
3.5.
Oh, I thought somebody held up 2. Oh, Melissa's 1. Okay,
Melissa's
gotcha.
1, yeah.
Okay, so I'm kind of a grandma then. Well, I started April 29th of 2012. And so like Dana said, I was super busy, and honestly, the last thing I needed to do was add something else to my plate. And I wasn't really trying to add anything else. I just hosted a party. Were any of you guys at conference?
Gail was.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so I'll try not to.
Girls enrolled either after or right before, so tickets were sold out.
Oh, awesome. Well, that's cool. All right, so I started, and really, I used to be a Chiefs cheerleader, so a bunch of girls that I cheered with started posting about wraps and whatever, greens. There's a lot of greens pictures and a lot of, business stuff, and I just didn't pay much attention to it. But I did notice the wraps, and I noticed the before and afters, and I noticed that the results were crazy. And I was a year into my master's program, and I had put on some weight. And so I just thought, you know what, let me contact my friend. I was really good friends with one of them, like trustworthy friends. She came to my kids' birthday parties. We were really good friends. And so I messaged her and said, I really want to get some of those wraps, but I'm on a really tight budget. Our agreement was if I went back to school to become a teacher, that I would still have to work full time so that I could pay for my master's in cash. We didn't want to get any more debt. And so I had to work, and money was just really tight. We were like barely making it. And so I told her that, and she said, host a party and I'll give you a free wrap if you get 4 people to come. So I got 4 people to come, and I wanted to become a loyal customer. And oh, look at all those It Works shirts. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. It's so hard for me to do this with the video. I should be used to it by now. So I told her I wanted to become a loyal customer. And really, that's all my intentions were. I just figured that's a cheap way to get the product, and I can find something to get for the next 2 months, Fat Fighters or something. So I'm not, killing our budget. And before she left my house, she said, you know what? I know you're super busy, but I just want to let you know that you can become a loyal customer and make me money, or you can become a distributor and make yourself some money. And that just kind of shifted my entire world, because when she left, my husband was out of town for a funeral, and I remember getting on the computer and just looking up the company and reading about its history and, kind of just looking for stories. And I just thought, why don't I just try it? Like, what if? What's the worst that could happen? And so I sat on it for 4 days and I couldn't sleep, which I'm a really good sleeper. So that freaked me out. Like, why am I thinking about this? Why is God putting this in my life now? Probably one of the worst times. My daughter was 1 at the time. She's 5 now, but back then she was 1. My son was 8, almost 9. I was working full time. I was getting my master's, and the only word I can use to describe that phase in my life is like intense. I just felt like I was constantly walking on eggshells. Like, my heart was always beating really fast. I was always very nervous and overwhelmed, and I was already missing out on everything. Like, I was already missing out on my kids' stuff. And it was like, go to work, come home, and do master's stuff, or go to class. I had night classes. And so weekends, it was just library all day, every day. And so I text my husband, because he's a great guy, but he was basically a single dad already with me getting my master's degree. And so I texted him, and I basically just said, for Mother's Day, it's right around the corner, don't get me anything, just give me $99. And he was like, you're weird, but whatever. So he gave me $99. And it's not like, it's not like we're in a position where I had to ask him for permission, but it was, we were living on a very strict budget. $99 was huge. It's groceries, it's gas. And so I needed to talk to him about that kind of money at that point in our lives. And so I joined, and really my only focus and goal was to get the free product credit. And I did that. I sent out a mass email to everybody I knew, and I got 12 loyal customers that same day before my kit even arrived. And I thought that was easy. Dang. Free product credit is here. So then fast forward like a week or two, I was like in my living room late at night, early into the morning, studying, reading books, preparing for a test or a paper or something. And I looked down under my couch, and I saw the box that my kit came in. And I hadn't opened it yet. So I opened it, and I found a magazine, and I opened it, and I just got lost in it. I started reading all these stories, and I started seeing, people that were different ages and backgrounds. Some went to school, some didn't. There was no common denominator except for the fact that they just all worked their tails off and did it. And I just thought to myself, I can work really hard, and I could visualize myself where they were. I could just see it. I felt it. It's like, that's the moment that changed everything for me. They say, like, once your mind expands, it can never go back. That expanded my mind. And that was kind of like, I didn't know what it meant. I just knew that I didn't really want to be a teacher, not because I don't want to be a teacher. I'm not lazy, but it made me realize that reading all those stories made me realize that I could have everything I wanted in life. The reason I went back to school to become a teacher is life was flying by for me. I feel like I'm a really passionate person, and I'm a really goal-oriented person. And so for somebody to go through life, and, I was such a dreamer at such a young age, and I everything that I wanted to do, I just did it, and so I felt like I had hit a stopping point. It's like my dreams stopped because real life happened, and it was like, this is going to be my life forever. I'm going to be sitting here at this, law office, answering phones, making coffee for the rest of my life behind a desk. And that's fine if it's somebody that truly loves that job and is passionate about it and it fulfills them. But I felt like it was just not fulfilling me. And I felt like it was, I was just losing my spark. I just felt like I can't do this for the rest of my life. So I tried everything. I worked prior to the legal assistant job. I was at David's Bridal, and I got my real estate license, and I made tutus for babies in my basement. I worked at an orthodontist office. I did everything. I sold jewelry. I just didn't want to settle. And thankfully my husband was like, gosh, are you ever going to figure out what you want to do? Like what you want to be when you grow up? And so I had my daughter at 30, and I went back to get my master's at 31, when she was a year old, and then started with It Works when I was 32. So that's kind of what did it for me. At the time, it didn't seem like it was happening fast for me. Now when I look back, I think I don't know how I did it. But I do remember, when you are focused and, you're in that zone of, I'm just going to do whatever I have to do. And so that meant a lot of no's. I had to tell a lot of people no. So I was already telling people no when I started getting my master's degree. I was already like not going to showers and not going to some of my kiddos' stuff and missing out on a lot of things. I had to say no all the time. So people were already kind of annoyed with me. Like, you're not present in my life anymore. Well, I'm in school and I can't just show up to your party when I have a 25-page paper due tomorrow. So I was already in that phase. And so then I had to start saying no even more. So it just got worse. But I knew that if I could just work intentionally every spare second I had. So that meant before my kids woke up, I woke up and responded to people, posted on Facebook, skimmed group pages. While I was driving to work, I listened to, Show Me the Money call recordings or any recordings I could get my hands on. Every single person in that magazine that was successful, I was following them and just letting them be my mentor, because I didn't really have somebody pouring into me or, pushing me to like go and do something with my business. I was just kind of like, my sponsor was brand new and she wasn't really as into this business as I was. She was just kind of like, oh, this will be fun. It'll be hobby money. Whereas I felt like, I needed to do something by the time I graduated in order for me to not have to find a job. I needed to be making at least $2,000 a month. And for me, that was like insane money to be making from a home-based business back then. So I literally was just following any and all. So, the people that were like up and rising, Rhonda Hartman went ambassador shortly after I joined. Megan Baker went ambassador shortly after I joined, and they would post training calls, and I'm not on their team, but I would get on them. So success leaves clues, and so you're supposed to follow successful people. So I just followed them, and I'm grateful for them. They did a lot of public calls that were open to anybody that wanted to listen to them. So I am very grateful for that, because that's how I plugged in. That's how I learned. I got on YouTube. I was just really self-motivated. If you want something out of this business, you have to be self-motivated. Nobody was going to push me harder than I was going to push myself. At the end of the day.
To go along with that, that's something that I love that you say that. So me and Chantel are nowhere even close, sidelines, uplines. We're not anywhere close. And I reached out to her, and that automatic, oh yeah, what night works good? How about this night? Reach out to people, because you never know who's going to say yes. Like, I have one person who bots me, and she's like, you really just asked Chantel? I'm like, well, me and Chantel are really close. No, but a lot of leaders, if you reach out to them, majority of them, I won't say all, but majority of them do want you to be successful. They want to see you at the top with them. And that's what I loved about Chantel. When I asked her, she said, absolutely. Let's get on a call. What does your team deserve to hear tonight? And so that definitely shows, plug into other leaders. If you don't follow Chantel on Facebook, follow her tonight, because she's an amazing leader with that.
Thank you. Well, I'm forever grateful for them, because they're the way they posted. I had great upline, but they had huge teams and they were growing really fast, and so I was like in a leg that wasn't like needed for anything. The leg I'm in was like an elephant leg stacked with a ton of doubles and triples, and now it's got a ton of ambassadors. So I just wasn't needed for anything. So I was just kind of like, oh, you're so cute. Like, go Chantel. Like, nobody really, and that's not a bad thing. It's just, when somebody needs you for a promotion, they're going to pour into you and teach you. Or, if somebody, sponsors you and they're really into it, they're going to like train you and push you. Like, you can do this. I never had that. So I always tell people when I sign them, when you join this business, you have to understand that, whether you succeed or fail with this is 110% on you. I'm not in control of your effort and what you're putting into this. I can be here for you as a mentor. I'll be here for you as a resource, but you have to do the work. I will match your energy. If you're given this 5%, I will give you 5% back. If you want my attention, you got to be in my face. If I don't see you, how much to know you're there? So I don't pester people. Of course, the first 30 to 60 days, I will handhold every question they have. I will give them the answer. But there is a defining moment somewhere in there where it's kind of like a newborn baby. When babies cry in the middle of the night, if you keep them fed, every time they cry and give them a bottle, they're going to keep crying for another bottle. That's what happened to my son. He was a year old. We took him to the doctor and said there's something wrong with him. He keeps crying at night for a bottle. So the doctor said, well, you need to stop giving him a bottle. So that's what we have to do with distributors. So you don't, leave them hanging, but instead of telling them the answer, let them know how to find it, so get on your group page and search, or, submit a ticket, call customer service, get on YouTube, something, you want to make them self-sufficient. You do not want to enable them, because what happened to me is I got to double diamond. So my husband and I both promoted together. So we got to diamond in 4 months together. And then we both hit double at 6 months. And then I thought everything was falling apart. December of 2012, I was barely maintaining double diamond at New Year's. And I remember thinking, well, that was fun. I had a really good run and everything's going to kind of crumble. My husband was a strong double. He had 5 phenomenal legs going crazy. But my other 2 legs, my emerald had fallen down to ruby, and my ruby was like an executive. So there was just nothing happening outside of my husband's elephant leg. So I just thought, you know what? We were driving to Louisiana. It's a 14-hour drive. And I just started messaging people. My eSuite was tiny back then, but I just started looking at people and saying, hey, I'm your double diamond upline. My name's Chantel. I just want to see if there's anything I can help you with. If you'd like to chat, I would love to chat with you. And one person said yes. One of my girls that I personally enrolled said, yeah, I'm still in this. The other one said, no, I'm not really in this anymore. But she enrolled somebody, and that girl said, yeah, I'm totally game to talk. And so we talked. She lived in St. Louis. I didn't know her, and she just didn't have anything. She didn't know about, charting. She didn't know about promoting. She didn't know that you could actually build a business. She was just sharing the product. And so once she realized all that, she kind of just took off. And she ended up being a double diamond on my ambassador chart. But her name's Bonnie Altrudo, and she's an ambassador now. And she has 5 ambassadors under her in that one leg. It just took off. It's just crazy the way momentum happened. And then a few months later, Hong Forrest is a presidential that I sponsored. She started taking off. She caught the vision, and she didn't do anything her first 4 months. She didn't even get Fast Start qualified. And now she's just a total rock star. So never give up on people, but I never beg people to work this business. You have to be, they say the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. I was never oh man, my team's not working, I'm going to quit. I was just okay, you're not working. I'm just going to keep looking, because this business, it's so true. It's like a stack of cards. You sign people up and you don't know what they're going to do. And eventually, whether you enroll them or not, somebody will enroll somebody that changes your business, and they'll be an ace.
So quick question. So going back to those people that are not working the business, how often do you check in on them? So I have a few girls. I am and always will be a strong recruiter, putting that out there, always and forever. So I do recruit. How often do you keep in contact with those people that sign up and then they literally go into the witness protection program? I
don't ever give up on somebody, but I'm not going to spend my time tracking that and then You know what I'm saying? Like if it's their first 6 months, then I'll, pop in every once in a while and say, hey, I'm still here. I just wanted to let you know if you're ready to do this, I'm here for you. But I don't have like any sort of system or anything. And I'm the opposite of you. And you know that I'm not a big recruiter by any means. For me to complete my steps to success every single month is like I'm working hard to complete those steps every month. It's
Which
not.
I also wanted to talk to you about. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, well, I'm not so and so. Jocelyn Yates being one of them. She enrolls 25 plus distributors a month. And I love talking to you because you are real and you make it very simple. As you know what, even doing a steps to success each month, you still hit ambassador within 15 months. And even how that looks, even still to this day, you're ambassador, and even completing steps to success at least once a month, you can still get to the top. You don't have to go out and enroll 25 distributors, which, mind you, that is great. I'm not disregarding that at all. But completing the steps to success is key to this business. That's why we have that tool, is that's your guide to get all the way to the top.
Yeah.
So,
well, what I have to say about that is, we all have different strengths that we bring to the table. Okay. I would lie if I didn't say, I wish I could recruit more people. It is something that I've got leads galore, but since I'm yellow, I'm not very good at sealing the deal. My closing.
I'll find your leads. I'll sign them.
You sign them and I'll train yours. I'll train yours. Okay. The thing that I do succeed at and what I am comfortable with and I excel at is building layered leadership. I've got, over 30 presidentials on my team, and we're about to have, I think by the end of this year, over 20 ambassadors.
Chantel.
Layered leadership is something that I love. I love it because a lot of people have a hard time letting go of their people. When somebody emerges as a leader and they want to go off and fly, they have a hard time with that. They want to be, hovering over their team and controlling everything, whereas I'm kind of the opposite. Sometimes I even have to push people out of my nest, like go and fly. You are very capable. That's what happened with Stacey Dennis. Do you guys know who Stacey Dennis is? Mm-hmm. She was actually my assistant, I don't know what you call it, virtual assistant. Okay. Somebody posted on a leadership page, hey, does somebody need an assistant? And I was in math. I was getting my master's still. I was overwhelmed. I didn't even know, how did this happen? How did I get, because I was a double in December. I went to conference as a double in January of 2013. And March of 2013, 2 months later, my husband and I both skipped triple and hit presidential. How does that happen? And the growth just went crazy. I remember, if you guys don't read books, I suggest reading, if you don't read anything, at least read Beach Money by Jordan Adler. It is my absolute favorite book. I read it, Beach Money. It's the first book I read. Somebody posted a picture of it on Facebook, and it's my absolute favorite book. I read it at least once every 2 months. It's just really good. It's easy, it's short, it's to the point, but in that book, it talked about momentum and momentum hitting your team and what it was like. And I just remember reading it and thinking, I can't imagine that. Like, I can't imagine that happening. I can't imagine the growth of, distributors coming in and volume and leadership. Because for the longest time, I felt like it was just me and my husband. We were the only diamonds. We were the only doubles. And then once we skipped triple and went presidential, that's when it happened. I remember thinking, how is this happening? How is this team growing so fast? And that's when I got overwhelmed. And that's when I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to let people go and do their own thing. Like I can't train and be like the voice and carry the weight of an entire team. And then 4 months after that, March, April, May. So 4 months after that, July 2013, I hit ambassador. In July of 2013, when I promoted, 2 triples and a double had to hit. My husband was my presidential. It was crazy. It was like the ugliest month of my life. It was awful. I remember my cleaning lady showed up and I just started crying because I was like, I need somebody to hug me. But momentum, when it happens, it's crazy. So layered leadership is crucial. It is crucial for you to pour into people, mentor them, teach them. And so for me, I excel at a small number of people because I really love building those relationships. I really love being in so much contact with them their first 30 days. And honestly, the people that I sponsor, they like, I don't know how to say this without sounding weird, but like we connect, we form relationships, and we become really good friends. And it's almost like they don't want to quit because they don't want to disappoint me. And so when I form that relationship, I remember I signed most of the people I sign are not local to me. Stacy Dennis was my assistant. 3 weeks after she started, she messaged me and said, I kind of want to join your team because your team page is really fun and positive and uplifting. And I thought, okay, well, she's probably going to suck and quit, and I'll still have my assistant, so it'll be fine. Well, she went diamond in 1 month. The shyest, timid, most insecure, person I've ever personally sponsored. But, through this journey, she's grown so much. She is such a confident, amazing leader now, and she's the number 9 income earner out of the entire company. I signed her when I went presidential. So you really just never know. But most of the people I sign are not local to me. I don't have a local team. It's just I did it all through, I was busy. I was working. I was in school. I was trying to be, as present with my kids as possible. But really all I did was team calls and, posting my heart out on my team page, and connecting with people, edifying people, being my team's biggest cheerleader, constantly telling them how much I love them and how grateful I am for them. That kind of stuff, made them want to see me succeed. And the nice thing about this business is the more people you help and pour into, the more it helps your business. It's a win-win. You can't be greedy and be successful in this business. And I love that it's an even playing field and that anybody can surpass. They have. I've got people on my team that, for the longest time, I was the only one at Dash, or I was the only one in top 20. And now, Stacy's number 9 for the year, Bonnie's number 12, Allie's number 13, and I was number 17.
Take note, she's also number 17, you guys, in the company. Top number 17 earner of It Works. And you've been in the top of the company ever since I've been in the business.
Yeah, I went ambassador in July, and in August that same year, 2013, I was in top 20. I was number 13 for Dash, and then I've stayed there consistently ever since.
And if you guys don't know what Dash is, they have actually switched it a couple of times, but Dash this last time was the top 75 It Works earners in the company. And they are...
Yeah, I forget what my first year it was presidentials, and then the year after that it was top
ambassadors, right?
Top 100.
And top 100, that's...
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So layered leadership is just crucial. It's crucial to be able to, let your team go. And they know if they have issues or they need to come back, they can. But it is so important to be able to encourage your team to go off and fly. And just, some people, I will say this, some people will never be able to be a leader. They can't lead a page. They can't lead calls. They're not able to. I've seen that no matter if they're triple or presidential, they will constantly need to be on somebody's page or have somebody else lead their team. They just are incapable of it. That's very rare though. Most of the time they can, but I do have a few on my team that, somebody built them to double or triple, and they don't have the leadership qualities. And leadership is not something that you can't learn. You have to be able to be a leader, though, if you want a successful business. I was a follower my entire life, very timid, very yellow, wanted to just fit in and blend in. I never wanted to be the one that had attention on her. And so when I started seeing that, oh my gosh, these people, I remember when I was a Ruby, my team was so like, whatever you say, we'll do. We're whatever you tell us to jump. And it's so weird because I just got a message from one of my presidentials, and she was like, I just want to let you know that if you told me to sit on the rooftop and throw blitz cards, I would.
How awesome is that?
I just have so many people tell me stuff like that. And I think it's because they respect me and they just know that I really, truly care about them. So if you tell your team, and we don't allow drama on our team pages. We don't, it's just like, it's in my rules. Like if you bring drama to this page, you will get removed. This page is for support, encouragement, love, cheering each other on. If you've got stuff going on that's negative or anything like that, you got to do it behind closed doors. I don't want to see it because I will delete it. And if it continues, they get one warning and they're off my team page. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's mean. I just feel like, my team page is my team page. It's my baby. And the reason it's ran like that is because that's how it makes the team successful. We're adults. There's absolutely no reason why there should be any drama or issues. And so we do that. And I just feel like a team page it's my page as far as I take the time to make it. So, my page, my rules. I don't know if that makes sense, but I do have some tips for you guys. These are like 9.
I love. So everyone get a pen and paper. On my phone.
These are like 9 tips to set your business on fire.
And all these girls are going ruby, emerald, diamond. We have some almost close, very close to going emerald, diamond, and double diamond. So she could snag all those bonuses.
See, that's amazing.
She's 8 away. Melissa, she disappeared. Melissa is 8 distributors away from double diamond. She's ruby right now, and she could easily snag all of those. So kind of maybe talk about that in the fear I know a lot of people have had of promoting.
The fear of promoting?
Yes.
What's the fear of promoting? I never had that.
See, so you never had that. Okay, so any of these girls, I don't know if any of these girls have it, but I do know something can be held back. People can hold back from that fear. And I know I have in the past holding back of, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could go presidential just because that seems like such a huge role to play.
That is your thought process. That is your doubt, letting your doubt and fear overtaking your potential. When we think those thoughts, I hope you all know that your thoughts are so powerful. You've got to, I'm a big thought person, so you probably shouldn't have told me that.
You're a big what?
Thought person. I just feel like,
let's just talk about that for a minute too, and what you put out.
I think it's super important. When I was promoting and I had all this craziness happening, because I did at one point, once Ambassador happened, I felt like, how did that happen? Am I deserving? It was a fluke. I'll never be able to do that again. I'm not really good at this. It just kind of happened, which is not true. I worked really hard for it, but your thoughts just start to creep in. So the good thing is my thoughts came in after I did all the stuff, because I was just in such a busy state of living that I didn't have time to process it or think. But once I read that magazine, once I started plugging in, getting on the Show Me the Money calls and getting to events and, watching these.
To our brand new Show Me the Money calls are on Monday nights. So you guys all know. They're conference calls that are put on.
Yeah, I always tell my team the ones that show up, go up. And I'm talking, you are self-motivated to the point where you're doing stuff that's income producing, stuff that is going to grow your business, not just busy work. So I blitz every single day. It was something that I was really bad at and awkward at when I first started. I didn't want to do it because I thought it was embarrassing, but had I not, I wouldn't have grown my business. So I'm just used to it now. I blitz without even realizing it. So I recommend, within 6 months, I was bringing in over $10,000 a month in commissions. And really the only things I were using, 3 things: Facebook, posting on Facebook twice a day, once about the products, once about the business. And when you post, I think it's really important to post in a way that you entice people. Like we call it dripping on our team. I don't know what you guys call it, but when I post, I want to give people just a little taste, enough so that they're thinking, I wonder if I can do what she's doing. I don't ever want to post like so in your face that it's annoying, or, join my team, or here's a picture of a bottle of greens that corporate made. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's really important to bring people into your life and see, how I honestly have people that will message me and say, I don't know what you're doing, but you seem so happy. And I want to do that, And so I think it's important to pull people in. So posting on Facebook twice a day. So pull people in. You don't want to push them away. Pull them in with just a little bit of information.
Uh-oh.
Just
Chantel, can you hear me okay?
And eventually they'll get to you.
Chantel?
Would you hear me?
Okay, you were freezing. There you go.
My back?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry.
So you were saying about blitzing and Facebook.
Good.
You're freezing again.
All right. So posting on Facebook twice and do what?
There you go. I can hear you now. You're good.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to make it change.
Can you hear me okay or no?
Okay, so shirt. And it works. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know what's wrong. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good now. We're good.
Facebook blitzing and it works t-shirt. That's how I did it. So, can you hear me okay? I'm paranoid now.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. All right, so 9 tips to set your business on fire. So this is what we were talking about. You have to visualize it. You have to honestly, without a doubt, believe that it's going to happen. So make a dream board, and you have to make your dreams scary. You can't put stuff on there that's easy. Not too scary, but I'm just saying every time you accomplish something, then you dream a little bigger. Write down goals and tape them somewhere where you'll see them every single day. So, my initial goals, I remember, I think I might have it right here. I wanted an entertainment center, and I wanted a savings, and I wanted, I wanted like a new car, just stuff that just seemed amazing to me. So write your goals down, tape them somewhere where you can see them every day. And when you look at them, you need to remember that you're going to achieve these without a doubt. Number 2, you have to work. I mean, it's called networking, not net wishing. This work is not hard. It's not hard. It's when I tell people, it was harder for me. The work I did when I worked at the law office was harder than this. The difference is I don't have a boss, I don't have somebody pushing me saying you got to get this done by 5 o'clock. I have to do it. Like, you have to be self-motivated in this business. You're by yourself. Nobody's going to push you the way that you're going to push yourself. And so you kind of have to look at yourself in the mirror and just say, you know what? Am I really doing everything that I could be doing? Not everything that you want to do, but everything that you could be doing. Because a lot of the stuff that I did to get to where I got wasn't like, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do team calls after I got done with the paper. I was exhausted. I wanted to go to bed, and I didn't want to, blitz at my son's football practice or at the grocery store, at the gas station, or at Target. I mean, I didn't want to blitz everywhere I was going, and I didn't want to always wear a work shirt, but that's what got me here, and that's what's keeping me here. And so everything that I did in the beginning, I just do now. You just got to do what the doers are doing. That's what's going to get you there. So you got to talk about your crazy wrap business. You got to shout it from the rooftop. People told me I was annoying. People with it works told me I was annoying. Like, you're annoying. You keep posting about it. But I was so excited and I was so passionate, even though I didn't know a thing about the products. I didn't know anything about the company or network marketing. They say ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. I was very ignorant. I had no clue what I was doing, but I was excited and I was passionate about it. And I had a belief in me. And the way I posted was kind of like projecting everything that I was planning on claiming. So I said, I'm going to get Ruby I hit ruby, I'm going to hit diamond and get this bonus. I got diamond. Every time I claimed something, I would do it. And then I would think of something else I wanted to claim. So you've got to do everything. You got to be willing to do, and whatever it is you want to do, think of how you plan on growing your business, and then you got to do it. So you got to write out your goals. You got to make a plan of how you're going to achieve these goals, and then you have to put in the work. That's the hardest part, is the action. A lot of people want the success. They want big paychecks. They want to work for themselves and, have an amazing, ginormous team. But you can't just want it. You have to work for it. It doesn't just fall into your lap. And so, I was very tired. I was exhausted. I cried a lot. My husband did not like me because I was working all the time. I remember sitting at baseball games, my son's baseball games, on Show Me the Money calls, because those things filled me up and I learned so much from them. I just was a sponge. I wanted to learn as much as I could. And I'm still kind of like that. I'm addicted to getting on calls and trainings and going to events and filling my cup and learning new things. I will never know it all, and I will never stop learning. So blitzing, sending messages, following up, you have to have a follow-up system. That's absolutely crucial. And then having parties, doing events, whatever it is you do that you're good at, find what you're good at, find what you're most comfortable and naturally good at doing, and then just keep doing it. It's a wash, rinse, repeat business. To promote, you're gonna have to find distributors that want to work with you. Some will, some won't. So what? Some are waiting. That's kind of what we say. You just got to keep looking. And until you find them, you have to be the distributor that you want your team to be full of. You have to be the one out there working like crazy, because you really can't do anything to make people start working. But, I guarantee you, had I stopped working, my team would have stopped working. But I was, trying to run so fast, and they eventually were like, you know what, if she can do this, why can't I? And they started running with me. So that's what you're looking for. And if you don't have them yet, you just need to know in your heart that they will come. Everyone's people come at different times. I got very lucky in the fact that I had a lot of strong people come in pretty early on. Once I hit presidential, they just all started coming in. But then it just slowed down. I haven't had a personally enrolled rock star in a long time. And I think it was just kind of like me that did that. I was just kind of like, how do you sign? I had a lot of people that were personally enrolled that went diamond and up. My husband went presidential, and I had about 4 personally enrolled presidentials, 1 personally enrolled ambassador. So I felt like that was a lot to happen pretty early on. But now I know that my thoughts got in the way. I started doubting and fearing what I could do. When 2.0 came out, I was like, oh my gosh, can I do this again? And so I just kind of was moving through the motions, but I lost that excitement and I lost the passion that I once had. And I gained, this is really bad, but I gained 80 pounds in the 4 years that I was in the business, because I felt like, okay, I'm just getting bigger. So now I don't feel like I represent the products very well. And that just all kind of diminished everything. And so now I'm like, okay, I'm going to use these products. I'm going to get that excitement back. And it's working. I'm promoting myself. I'm sharing pictures of my results from using the reboot and the system and the cleanse. And I've signed so many little customers that just want the cleanse simply based off my posting on Facebook about it. So keep digging and just know in your heart that you'll find those people. You have to write out who you're going to talk to. You have to have a hundreds list. My hundreds list is not anything fancy. It's just a piece of paper, but I just kind of have my own little dictation of, when I talked to them, what they said, how the contact was it text, email, Facebook personal page, Facebook business page. So you just kind of have to figure out a system of how you're going to follow up with people. And you got to talk to them. Most of the people I sign, so this is funny, I always said, I don't have a local team. But, I made it a goal this year. I want a local team. I've never experienced that. I don't know what that's like to have a local team. And guess what? I'm signing all kinds of people. I had a girl at Sephora. She joined. Signed my little girl's friend from school. His mom wanted to have lunch with me last Friday. She signed. It's like a friend from college just signed. It was my thoughts. It was totally my thoughts. I just kept saying that, and I was putting it out there, and it wasn't happening. And now I've got a local team, a little itty baby local team growing. So it's so exciting. So don't think about people, write them out on a list, put their names, and, let them know. I really think this business is about relationships. You got to compliment people and let them know that you think that they would be great at this. I go to Target all the time, and every time I go to Target, when I'm checking out, I ask them, do you like your job? Most of the time they say no. And then they say, well, I think you have an amazing personality, and I would love to share this with you. Here's my card. Would you be willing to just chat with me for 10 minutes and just see what this is about and if it's something that you'd be interested in? And they always say yes. You got to work really hard. Engage your distributors and make sure they know what things are. You know what I'm saying? Like, go back to when you were brand new. They need to watch their training videos. They need to know the steps to success. They need to know, I don't have like this very strict strategic training. Everything is very simple. I always tell my team, you got to keep this business so simple and so easy to explain that you could explain it to a kindergartner and they could repeat it back to you. Okay. That's what duplication is. That's what creates layer after layer of legs and eventually leaders and strength and longevity. So I never prayed for, big numbers. My prayer was always, I want strength and longevity. I want layer after layer of solid, strong leadership on my team. And so that's what my focus was always on, was finding that. So engage with them and, watch training videos, teach them how to use their eSuite, steps to success. Within their first 48 hours, I get a new distributor on the phone and just do a thorough 1-hour Zoom. If they're not local, I'll screen share and just walk them through their eSuite so they can visually see it, see how to utilize it. And I just talk about little things like start, keeping track of your loyal customers, start just everything, following up, keep a list of people that you think would be amazing at this. Their promotions mean they make money. So let them know, break it down. A diamond is not overwhelming. It's not you getting all of those distributors. It's basically just 3 rubies. So break it down for them and make them see that this is not all them. This is a team effort, and the steps to success will get them there. And find out what their goals are. Find out what you can do to help them, and let them know that you're going to match their energy and you're going to work with them as long as they're working, but you're not going to work if they're not going to work with them anyway. You'll find somebody else, So when it's not about you, but it's about them and their goals, that's when the magic really starts to happen. Keep in contact with your team. So I divide my time into thirds. This was really helpful for me when I learned this from somebody else. Third of my time is spent on self-development. So calls, books, events, training videos, something that fills me up and teaches me how to be a better distributor, a better leader, something good for me. The other third of my time is working with it used to be my team as a whole, but now there's 40,000 distributors on my team, so I can't work with all of them.
Dang.
So I got rid of my team page. I used to have a ginormous team page, and it was crazy. It was like, why are all these people? I don't even last year, and that was really hard. But now I just have my leadership page and an itty bitty little brand new team page. It's like 250 people, barely. It barely just got to the point where I can't see who saw stuff. So that's it. That's all I have. I'm trying to create a whole brand new team of leaders and a whole new generation of whatever happened before. So I'm doing it all from scratch again, which is very humbling because they don't know who I am. They don't care. Like, I'm just this big haired girl that talks to them every week. They don't care, which is awesome. I love it. Very humbling. So keep in contact with your team. So a third of your time with self-development, a third of your time if you're with your team now. But as it grows, you divide that up even more. So now my time is split between my little team page and my leaders and my personally enrolled. Personally enrolled trumps everything. They're there. I sponsored them. It's my job to mentor them and be there for them. So they're my number one priority. And then the other third of my time is generating new leads, signing up new customers, signing up new distributors. That's kind of how I divide my time up. I also make a 6 list every night. If I don't stay focused, I'm all over the place. So every night before I go to bed, I make a list of 6 things I need to do the next day to grow my business, income producing activities. So that could be, following up with people, messaging people, blitzing a certain amount of people, doing a coaching call, something that's going to actually help my team, help my business. You got to be excited, passionate about your business and products. People see right through that. You have to speak with excitement. It's contagious. You have to be open for business every single day. Open mouth equals open business. That's so, so important. And you have to speak your goals into existence. You know, you have to like talk about it with people and get people excited. You have to put it out there so that, you know, it was very scary for me to put my weight issues out there and acknowledge that I've gained 80 pounds and they say that I'm going to commit to getting this weight off and be the healthiest version of myself I've ever been. That was very scary. But since I have put myself out there and I have so many people watching me now, paying attention to that, you know, watching me like a hawk, I'm going to do it. I had no choice because I put it out there just like I put it out there that I was going to do certain things with this business when I first started. And you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself and know that without a doubt, you're going to accomplish every single goal that you have with this. No matter, you know, how long it takes, you have to know that you can't compare. Everyone goes at different paces, but, you know, get it done as soon as you can. Don't slow down because somebody else in your upline or downline is slowing down. Get it done. Get it done. Get to whatever you need, whatever your goals are, and then teach your team how to do it. But the faster you can do it, the faster you'll have the rest of your life to enjoy your life. I mean, it's so amazing to me that this business gives us so much power. I mean, if you're going to work hard for anybody, you might as well work hard for yourself. That's what motivated me. I'm not going to go and finish my master's and go work my tail off as a teacher when I could work this business. I love it. I'm excited about it. I'm passionate about it. I'm good at it. And it gives me the ability to control, you know, when I work, who I work with, where I work from, and what my income is. That's all on me.
I love that.
That's all on me. That's powerful. Why would I give that up? You know, that was my motivation. Like, Chantel, you control this. So you can do amazing things and have a phenomenal life that you used to only dream of. Because I've been at the bottom. I mean, I've been in Section 8 living on food stamps. I've been at the point where I couldn't afford a cup of coffee, or I couldn't even afford a gallon of milk one time when my son was a newborn. So embarrassing. How am I, you know, I've grown with a degree and I can't afford a gallon of milk. I couldn't even find change in my couch because I'd already searched in that couch for so long. So, you know, there's no limits with this, you know, no matter what. It's just, you just got to keep going. Every single person that starts out in this business starts out as a brand new distributor by themselves in their e-suite. The only thing that is different is, you know, I've been in longer and I worked really hard. You know, I sacrificed a lot because that short-term sacrifice has given me a life that will never be the same. You know, my life will never be the same because of this business, all because I was just that focused and that, you know, determined to change my life forever. I mean, just wasn't going to let it slip through my hands.
I absolutely love that. Chantel, thank you for all of your tips and tricks. I wanted to throw it out to you guys. Do any of you guys have some quick questions for Chantel really fast? I'll unmute you. There we go. Does anyone have a quick question for Chantel?
No.
She's number 17 work earner in this company. I don't have a single question to ask her. I could be on the phone on Zoom with her for the next like 5 hours. So Chantel, what's your best advice with parties?
Well, I think it's important to speak from your heart. I think it's important to
Oh, wait. Okay, Chantel, I accidentally muted you. Say that one more time. Speak from your heart.
Yeah, I think it's important to speak from your heart. I think it's important to speak like you would normally speak to people. I feel like a lot of times people think that they have to have everything very formal and have a big old presentation. I literally have a bag, a few boxes of wraps, a dry wrap, some fat fighters, some green samples. That's it. I sit in a chair and talk. I keep it very to the point. I don't let I do the party
I've got
pack
nothing
and
to
then
define. Let's do it.
show them how the wrap works. And the most important part is, at the very end, I always give them their, form, the order form or distributor form. And I just have them write out, do you know 4 people that may want to try these products? Do you know 3 people that may want to earn some extra income using these products? And at the end of the party, I say, you know what, if you completed those 7 names, then that could get you to, and that is a $500 a month if you accomplish it. So what's your choice? Would you like to become a customer and make me money, or do you want to join the business for $99 and make yourself some money?
I love that. I must have heard that from you, because that is something that I've used for a long time. Is you do have that choice. You can either make me money or make yourself money. And I think that is one thing that always grabs people's attention is, oh, I can make money and I can do this as well.
Yeah. I mean, I am very normal. I don't have any special talents or anything. I'm actually a hot mess. And so if I can be successful with this, anybody
At least you're hot, so that's okay.
Hot mess, but yeah.
One other thing I wanted to ask you, and now it just barely slipped my mind. Of course it did. Oh, cold messages. We have kind of talked about that a few times on my team. You go through Facebook. You recruit from Facebook, obviously, quite a bit, correct?
I do.
Okay. So when you add someone, do you instantly cold message them, or how do you work that potential, someone you just added to Facebook?
Well, I don't add people that I don't know.
Okay.
So from my business page, if I'm going to friend them, I'm only going to friend them if they message me off of a boosted post. I do boosted post. And once they message me and we start that interaction, I voice message them so they can hear my voice, and we start talking. And then if they respond back and there's communication happening back and forth, I'm going to say, I'm going to friend you from my personal page so that we can follow each other from there. And then once I get them on my personal page, I put them on a list for potentials so that I can track who's a potential, who's a high school friend, who's a college friend. I never, ever send a cold message to somebody that I have not formed a relationship with.
Okay. Love that. Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have a quick question here for Chantel? Anyone? Chantel, you have mentioned your business page a couple of times, and we've talked about this. That's where I have found majority of my team. With your boosting, have you felt like things have been a little bit different the last couple of weeks with it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we could probably talk about that later, because I know a lot of these girls don't.
Well, I think that they changed their algorithms again, so when you boost, it's not as
big of a hit as it used to be.
Right. Yeah. But I actually don't mind it, because I feel like I'm getting, I'm just less is more. And so I feel like the people that I am communicating with they are legitimately interested, and it's actually giving me less is more in the fact that I have less people to try to communicate with and build that relationship with. So I'm more successful with communicating, building the relationship, and getting them to be my friend on my personal Facebook.
Okay. And last but not least, as a ton of us are all going for promotions right now, we have, today's the 8th, right? So we have a couple more days left of the month, however many days left of the month. What is your biggest tip for these girls that are going for either the 400 Club, Executive, Ruby, all the way up? And I don't doubt that anyone could go diamond, double, triple in the next however many 20 days left that we have of the month, or 22, however many days we have left. What's your tip in the next month to work on?
I mean, I just think that we set our limitations on ourselves. And I feel like a lot of people, when they think, oh, I can't hit Ruby in the next 15 days or whatever. Yeah, you can. I hit Ruby my first month on accident. I just happened to sign 5 people. They all ended up in the right spots, and I taught them to, without a doubt, get their 4 loyal customers and set their auto shipment up. They all had over 400 in volume. And so that made me hit Ruby. I just followed my steps. And so I think we we make everything more complicated than it needs to be. This is a very simple business. It's wash, rinse, repeat. The problem is a lot of people will go crazy and work really hard and they're on fire and then they stop. And you just can't be hot and cold with this. So you have to decide what is your consistent. What can you consistently and persistently do on a daily basis or a weekly basis that you will, without fail, consistently do? Me, I'm crazy. I work like crazy woman every single day because I love it. It doesn't feel like work to me. When you're doing something you love, it just fuels you. It feeds you. It doesn't feel like effort. So you just have to do it. You just have to do it. I have seen people that were sitting at brand new distributors hit diamond in 1 month. My friend, the girl I enrolled in Texas, Stacy Dennis, I mean, we're good friends now, but at the time she was a stranger and she just wrapped people. She signed 19 distributors her first month. She just went to their houses, wrapped them, talked to them about my story, a perfect stranger to her, but she shared my story, was very excited, very passionate, and they all signed. So you just got to do it. You got to do whatever it is that you need to do to get it done. So if your goal is to hit Ruby by the end of this month, you can hit Ruby by the end of this month. If you want to hit Emerald by the end of this month, you can hit Emerald by the end of this month. But you just have to do it. You have to not only say you want to do it, but you have to put a plan out there. You have to tell your husband, you know, I might be absent for the next few days. I tell my husband that. He knows from January to April, I am going to be consistently working every single day, every single night, like a mad woman. I work like a mad woman. And then the rest of the year, I'm just a little mad. You know, I'm still working intensely, but I'm not working every single night, all night, like I am January through April.
So make that connection with your spouse and your loved ones and let them know what's going on. And I have found, I'm not married, but I have found a lot of team members, when they are showing their husband what's actually taking place on your cell phone, that you're actually working the business, has been huge. And communicate what you're actually doing, that you're not just texting on the phone just to text and ignore family life, married life. Show them that you're actually working your business.
Yeah, when I work, I try to go out into my office or somewhere that I'm not just sitting there in front of them working. I try to like make myself leave the room so they're not, you know, annoyed and watching me work. But it is a sacrifice, you know. I'm not as present now that I'm with this business as I was before I started with It Works Global. That's my decision. And I know, and my husband knows, that the work I'm doing now, I feel like a brand new distributor every month. Every month I'm like, I got to complete these steps. I got to get this done. It's just, I have that. I feel like I just need to get it done. It's like intense pressure to get it done. And I think that's what got me here. And that's what's keeping me here. But I love this. I love it. And it's changed our life. And, you know, whenever we go on vacation, I'm present. And when my kids are home, I'm present. They don't see me working like they used to, you know, so.
Well, that little bit of sacrifice has now allowed you to be in the top 20 of the company, and has also allowed you to make a multiple figure income each and every month. And what that would do for your kids and your husband, I mean, I could only imagine, from going barely paying for items for your kids to now you can be a yes mom.
Yes. And also, you know, I also want to keep in mind that everyone's goals are different. My goal was not to hit ambassador. My goal was not to be a top 20 earner. My goal was not to be in the Millionaires Club. My goal was to get some free product. And then when that happened, I thought maybe I can hit Ruby. And then when that happened, maybe I can hit Diamond. So every time I achieved a goal, I just dreamed a little bigger. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that this would happen, but it just goes to show that, you know, when you dream big and you accomplish those dreams, your team starts to dream and they start to see that they can accomplish them because they see themselves through you. So if I would have just been making $2,000 a month, I would have quit my job and I would have been at home, because that $2,000 a month I would have made as a teacher. But as a teacher, I would have been gone. And $2,000 a month with this job, I'm home. I don't have to buy work clothes. I don't have to leave my house. My babies are sick.
You don't have to shower for a couple days.
Yeah, I don't have sick days.
I look good. I showered.
I don't have sick days. I don't have vacation days I got to check off. I am the boss.
You are a boss, babe. And so thank you, Chantel. Oh, you're freezing on us again, Chantel. Well, thank you for joining us. I love you guys.
Sorry.
And get some rest tonight. And everyone take the challenge of making your six list of six. My phone just beeped at me. Making your six list for tomorrow and proactive things that you can do for your business. And Chantel, you will see that these girls at Green Carpet, they're going to be diamonds and double diamonds and who knows what else they'll be. But thank you for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
See you guys.